In a moment's notice, the day's top story can change. The weather can take a turn for the worst, and one score can lead to the upset of a lifetime. That's why NewsNet is working to bring you the latest throughout the day and into the night, with constant updates on developing stories and continuing coverage of the news that affects you. So be sure to join me, Remington Hernandez, every weeknight on NewsNet Evening Edition.
Good afternoon and happy Monday. It's going to be Monday all day. I can't do anything about that. But at least it's going to start out well. Let's take a look at today in history, and then I'll tell you about today's show.
June 6th, 1944. Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy, France in the D-Day invasion of World War II. Commanding the massive operation, General Dwight Eisenhower, who tells the troops,
"You are about to embark upon the great crusade, toward which we are striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you."
Years later, D-Day veteran Vernon Groskau recalls what he saw on the beaches firsthand.
The destruction and the death, the bodies laying all over. And other words, I've seen death before, but this was the ultimate, as I'd say.
1982. In the Mideast, Israel invades neighboring Lebanon to drive out Yasser Arafat and his Palestinian fighters. Months later, Arafat and the PLO leadership leave Lebanon, relocating to Tunisia in North Africa. Israel withdraws most of its troops 3 years later, but holds a border zone in South Lebanon until 2000. 1985. In Brazil, authorities exhume a body later identified as remains of Josef Mengele, the fugitive Nazi doctor. Known as the Angel of Death, Mengele performed cruel medical experiments on inmates at the Auschwitz concentration camp during the Holocaust. In 1933, the first drive-in movie theater opens in Camden, New Jersey. Drive-ins become a pop culture sensation across the United States in the first few decades after World War II. Today in history, June 6th. Camille Bohannon, the Associated Press.
We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Hair, that's our business. We're Riverside Hair Station at the corner of 11th and Bidding. We're a cool, funky salon with modern styles and a relaxed atmosphere. Locally owned and operated in the heart of Riverside. Specializing in all hair services, we also offer tanning, nails, massage, waxing, and makeup. Gift certificates are always available. So come experience Riverside Hair Station at 816 West 11th or call 264-4807.
As the day breaks, so does the news. So while you're getting ready or making breakfast, the world is changing, and it doesn't stop when you walk out the door. That's why here at NewsNet, we work around the clock to bring you the latest developments. On today's top stories, what's happening in the world of entertainment, last night's scores, and your forecast. So be sure to join me, Victoria Idoni, every weekday on NewsNet Morning.
Closing a deal, that point when customers commit to buying whatever they're selling. Advertising sales agents sell advertising space to businesses and individuals to expand the public's awareness of products and services. They sell ads for online and print editions of publications such as radio, television, and more. Because their income and job security both depend on it, these sales agents invest a lot of their time building relationships with their customers. They research and analyze clients' needs and prepare creative, persuasive materials to encourage them to buy advertising. Many need to meet sales goals, so are continuously on the lookout for sources of new clients, making phone calls and office visits to interest them in advertising. Agents need to keep detailed contact and communication records and be prepared to draft advertising contracts for clients. They also need to represent their employer reliably and answer any questions a client may have. Good communication skills are essential for the field and a proven record of success in sales.
Well, I went to the new Top Gun. Hey, it's everything they say it is. It's really great. I always learn something from those things. The thing I learned this time was Tom Cruise, he rides a motorcycle quite a bit, and I didn't realize his legs were that long, that he could reach down and hit those pedals. But boy, they are. I mean, yeah, he was right out of there, man. It's really good. Went down to the River Festival. I wanted to see the new Shockers. It cost $15 just to get a pin. I remember when they were $0. But anyway, that's not the point. That things go up, we all know that. But the thing that, met the new players and all that, and part of that INL, that image, name, and likeness, the players get paid now with that, and that was one of the sponsor things. The players all got paid to be there and say hello, and they did some demonstrations and stuff. But the thing is that I noticed the restaurants around the River Festival were doing really well. Noah's Pizza, full. All those restaurants that always suffered whenever the River Festival would come are doing great now because the food costs are so high in the River Festival. People don't eat at the River. That used to be one of the reasons you went down there, was the food court and try these different things. People go down there and you spend $32 for, something, maybe two things. And the word's out. No, just go to one of the restaurants around the place. So they're all doing great. Those little bars and stuff around there, doing better than having a place there in the food court. Father's Day's coming up, so you've only got a couple of weeks to think about something you won't like. I never got anything. I remember 2 years I gave him a tie. He never wore a tie. The guy never wore a tie. And why would I? Here, Dad. Oh, thank you. Remember how I told you my brother would always kind of keep him off guard, he never quite understood my brother at all. But, you remember they telling about the time that he had done something, and my mom had said, get him, and told my dad, get in there, tell him this and tell him that. And he came in and started in and just explained something, and my brother just sort of said, hold on. Not now, I've got the blues. I've got the blues now. Wait until the blues are over. And my dad looked at me and I said, well, he does. This little dirty low down blues he's got. He gets them. My brother said, yeah, just what? I can't do it now, not with the blues. And my dad goes back out and says, well, you tell him he's got the blues. But he would do stuff like that. But anyway, like on the Father's Day thing, he gave my dad something that there's no way he was ever going to use. And Dad said, well, thank you. And he said, yeah, you've always been like a father to me. So I think, look at my mom like we're somebody else. I don't know. He was something else. But anyway, I came up with this deal. Give your son a fish and they'll eat a fish. This is for fathers out there. Give your son this refers to my dad. Give your son a fish and he'll eat it. But teach your son to fish and you can sit on the dock and drink beer all day. And that's pretty much what in fact, he wouldn't even get to the dock. He liked to sit, he'd rather not even go, sit in the kitchen, and drink beer and look out the window, but sometimes, hey, we gotta go fishing. Oh, okay. So he'd go out there, and if there was a cabin, he hardly ever got out of the cabin. You might go down there to the dock with you, look around, and say, well, I'm gonna go back, But, no, anyway, those were my Father's days. Let's go fishing for Father's Day. Yeah, all right. Remember when, I don't think I have time for that. Let's see, I guess we're trying to get close to a gun compromise, and the Ted Cruz faction, they have a proposed mandatory background check on anyone who doesn't own a gun. I don't know if that's going to go or not. And they also want to have a 2-day waiting period on media mentioning gun shootings. Thus, our Father's Day and everything got to the point where just can't keep them chronic with all that's going on. But I do miss my dad, and Father's Day's coming up.
When your yard needs a cleanup and you need help. When your yard needs mowing and your neighbor's yard looks like this. Your shrubs need some trimming, Wichita Lawn Care does it all. Commercial and residential lawn maintenance. Fully insured, offering contactless billing to keep you safe. Fair, dependable, and on time. Services to match the budget. Excellent customer service. A Christian family business. Highly recommended on Google. Wichita Lawn Care LLC. Owner Adam Fry. 316-393-4162. We take pride in what we do.
I had to pack up all my things. I had to leave my home. And I never knew where I was going next. It felt like I never even had a say. But then you came along.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at nationalcasagal.org.
Welcome to Jim Morgan's Dry Cleaning. We really appreciate your business.
And we are Wichita.
Jim Morgan's Fine Dry Cleaning is a full-service dry cleaner and shirt laundry specializing in high-quality and friendly customer service. We pay close attention to details throughout the entire dry cleaning process. And with over 30 years of experience in the industry, your garments will be clean and pressed to perfection. Jim Morgan's Fine Dry Cleaning is truly a full-service dry cleaner. We clean anything from suits, dresses, trousers, comforters, to draperies. What separates Jim Morgan's Fine Dry Cleaning from the other dry cleaners is we only have one location, and Jim is here waiting on you personally and answer any questions, whether you're in our store or on the telephone. Jim makes sure personally that your special requests are taken care of.
Welcome back to your hour. Joining me now is Mary Halsick from Mary Halsick Insurance and LT Care Solutions. And you wanted to talk today about things that we should do in the summertime, health related.
Yeah, because right now is you're still going to get all those phone calls. First thing I'll tell you is hang up the phone.
Yeah.
If somebody calls you about Medicare, they probably don't. They don't have your. They're not really there for your best interests. Because open enrollment is over. Now there is, if it's your agent, don't hang up. If it's your agent, answer the phone. They probably have some good news for you. But yeah, we're in between all of that. And when somebody calls and says you could save $170 unless you're on Medicaid, that's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. Because that's, or I should say, unless you're getting assistance for that Part B premium.
Right.
Okay, so there are people who do need to be aware of that, and if you are a low-income person, a person who has a low income, and you think you might be able to qualify for some assistance, definitely give me a call, and we'll look into it. But for most of us, this is the time in between that hustle and bustle of open enrollment. when really you should just be living with the plan that you chose.
Right.
And there's so many good things, especially now with your Medicare supplement, as you know, unless it has any extra benefits, it's just, go to the doctor, hand them your card and you're done. But with Medicare Advantage, there's all kinds of different ways that you can earn rewards.
Oh, there's so many benefits.
They really are, and and most of them have the gym membership. So you've got the opportunity to go to the gym, and there's some of them that also have reward programs. And the reward programs work differently depending on which group you're with. Some of them want you to record, there's one in particular, Humana has you record like your activities that you do, and then United Healthcare has you record your steps. So in your activity in that way. And there's ways to be rewarded even for volunteerism. With some of the plans. And even if you're not getting rewards, it's a good way if you're getting the rewards on your Medicare Advantage plan for healthy living, then you're probably going to be doing really well as far as, keeping up with your health. So if you're getting those monthly rewards for going to the gym or for doing the right number of steps, then you're probably doing a pretty good job.
Which is the whole purpose behind those benefits.
Which is why they want you to do it. But there's a lot of other things happening that in the city that are just, or not just in Wichita, but in surrounding areas. So look at your senior centers. They're doing some really fun activities, and sometimes they're centered around just ideas on maybe on downsizing or on creating some kind of a craft or it may be an exercise class or a dance class. So all of those are really great things for you to be doing. And being able to socialize it, and you can still, a lot of people are still social distancing, which is fine. You can wear your mask, you can, and people are pretty accepting of whatever your needs are in that regard.
I know Laurel Elkire from the Senior Center. I've had her on the show a number of times to talk about the different activities that they do there. She's just one of many. There are senior centers that have weekly dances. My mother used to go to the dances, and they were early. They would last like from 7 to 9 or something like that. I mean, it wasn't, they weren't out all night, but they were out getting exercise and socializing and having a good time. And you can't beat that.
You really can't, and that socializing is one of the things that we learned very much throughout the pandemic. That was what was hurting us the most. We take it for granted being able to get out into the community and to go to church or go to the senior center and or whatever group that we're involved with, and for those 2 years when we couldn't do it, we saw a lot of people that started to have issues with that. And so getting out and doing what you feel safe to do is great. And even if it's a barbecue with your next door neighbors, getting out. And also, this is a great time for gardening.
Yes.
There's nothing really. Every year I look forward to my herbs coming up. Because when you create a broth, and maybe you don't want a lot of soup in the summer, although I do eat them because they're lighter. We think of eating soups in the winter, but in the summer it's a lighter food, so you don't feel as heavy, after you eat it. But putting that fresh oregano and basil and sage right out of your bones, it really does. And this year I started throwing in a little bit of mint.
You feel like a proud parent, don't you, when you grow something that you do?
I really do. And, the closer you are to your food, then first of all, the more nutrients, because you're picking it when it's gotten that flood of nutrients at the very end of the cycle. But then also just when you work, there's a whole psychology around growing your own food. So you're getting exercise, you're growing healthy food. You can do it organically. You know what chemicals are going into the ground or not. And so you can grow some very healthy food and then supplement at the farm and flea market or the grocery store.
Yeah.
So,
Which, you know, and I think it's really fun to grow a garden because you learn something each year. You learn not only what plants do well in what areas, but you learn what you like and what you don't like, and different, like we planted our tomatoes this year in a pot that we can move around, because sometimes they get too much sun, sometimes they get too much rain.
like right now.
Yeah, so we can move them around and not have to worry about.
We have one spot in our yard that grows tomatoes like crazy, so same kind of thing. You figure out what works in your garden. And the nice thing is, too, you can share.
Yeah.
And that's something we've been doing for the last several years, is we just go and we'll drop a basket of tomatoes or whatever we have that happens to be really growing. And if everybody does that, then, you know, you're sharing part of your garden and part of your joy with somebody else.
Yeah.
It's a different way of socializing, but it's really a great way to do it.
And when it comes to tomatoes, I won't buy tomatoes at the grocery store because they have no flavor. If I can't have homegrown tomatoes, I just go without.
So you need to grow them inside, maybe, during the...
Like I said, we've got our tomato plants in a pot where we can move it around, and that's been working so far. The plants seem to be doing well. Haven't seen any tomatoes yet from it, but the plant is doing well.
Yeah. So that's wonderful. So really, just this is a great time of year. Just, you know, you don't need to be searching for anything. Just, you know, plant it yourself, enjoy it, and get out there and be active and learn those new words and have a great summer.
And if you don't know what benefits we have, call your agent.
Exactly.
Mary, thanks for joining us. Thanks for having me. And we'll be back with Happy Action for you.
Every weekend, ride with Get TV's Posse.
Side of my horse.
Laredo.
You looking for trouble?
The Bolt Brothers.
Here come the brides.
Hondo.
I got a job to do.
Casey Jones. Father Murphy. Hawkeye.
I'll find him.
Maverick.
What do I have to do?
And Walker.
Just tell me when and where.
Weekends under the big sky. All weekend, every weekend on Get TV.
Each weekend on KCTU 5.2.
I'm Morris Langworthy, Chief Meteorologist at NewsNet. At NewsNet, we're working around the clock to bring you the latest weather conditions, right where you live and around the country. We're using the latest technology to bring you those conditions. If it's rainy, sunny, or even severe, you'll be prepared. Tune into NewsNet for the latest weather forecast at 12 and 42 past the hour around the clock, only on NewsNet.
Eight years ago, my daughter called to say she was expecting our first grandchild. But I never actually heard her say that. And the first time my granddaughter called me Papa, I didn't hear that one either. Can you imagine? Oh, I know I lost some of my hearing, but I was embarrassed, too stubborn to admit that. For Father's Day a few years ago, Gina and Ryan bought me a Nano hearing aid. And my precious Ryan, I love hearing her call me Papa. I love hearing everything again.
What have you not heard by not wearing a hearing aid? You're going to have many more special moments in your life. Don't miss hearing a single one of them. Call Nano. Order your full pair of hearing aids for only $297.
1-800-279-6804.
Make today the day you finally start hearing better again with Nano hearing aids.
1-800-279-6804, 1-800-279-6804.
Welcome back to your hour. Joining us now is Kathy Adkins, who is an RN and a dementia specialist. And she's here to talk to us today about how we can take care of our aging brain.
Thank you. Yes. We talk about dementia all the time. Let's talk about some things that you can be working on before you go there. Because we're all headed there in one way or another if we don't make some changes in our lives. But I want to tell you about a book that I've studied and continue to study, and it's the name of the book is The Brain Fog Fix. by Dr. Mike Bowell. I might even have that book here somewhere. He's written 3 or 4 books, a couple of them on nutrition and this one on fixing brain fog, and it's fascinating. But Dr. Mike talks about the 7-day energy revolution, things you can do, should be doing all the time to help your brain. And some of the things he has in here actually are proven to increase the thickness of the prefrontal cortex. That's where our executive functions are at. Okay. As we naturally age, the brain and our muscles and everything else tends to shrink some. So this is things you can do to reverse that. Well, that's good to know. Strangely enough, and they don't cost money, so it's not, I never want someone to go out and buy expensive vitamins and all that stuff, because that's not the way to get things done and to get improvement. But meditation, 15 minutes a day, in whatever form you want to do, and if you want to call meditation prayer, prayer is meditation, but it's just quietly focusing, calming your mind, and relaxing it for 15 minutes a day. Who can't do that? Well, and it benefits you in so many ways. It lowers your blood pressure, it lowers your heart rate, it calms your nerves, it cuts down on Tums and antacids and stress. There's so many things that we can do to take charge of our health that we've given over to the medical society and profession, and frankly, they don't have time to take care of us anymore, so you better be taking care of yourself a little bit. Also learned that the prefrontal cortex starts shrinking in middle adulthood, and I thought, well, what is that? What's middle adulthood? Well, it's 40 to 60 years old. So I'm past middle-aged. Most of us are. Most of us are. Never stop learning. They already know that people with higher education levels tend to have less senior moments because they have more mental reserve. Okay. But there's nothing... They're exercising their brain. Constantly. There's nothing stopping you from going and learning about... We were talking about gardening just now, about how to grow herbs or how to grow better tomatoes or anything that strikes your fancy. And we talked about a little bit about the Parks and Recreation Department. Yes. They're all the time offering classes. Wichita State and other universities offer free classes for seniors. They are not going to be on a degree-bound subject. Right. That is an income producer for the university, but there's a myriad of things out there that you can learn that are set up for seniors and short classes and so forth that keep your interest. Do any of them offer transportation? Because I think that's the one thing that holds some seniors back from going to those things. And right now at $4.59 a gallon, yes, that's going to impact. I have not heard that. Yeah. But that's going to be a very hot topic here in the next month, right now in the next few months because of the price of gas. And I'm going to have a lot more to tell you about this subject. I know we're going to run out of time, but I do want to make sure that you know that learning increases your cognitive reserve. So when you do start losing some of those little thoughts, you have like an alternate pathway already developed to be able. And one really important thing, if you can't get out of your house, you don't have money for gas and so forth, if you have a computer, you have YouTube, you have TED Talks. Yeah. If people are not taking advantage of TED Talks, they are the most fascinating 15 to 20 minute topic that you can, they are interesting. Anything. They're very interesting. Yeah. Increase your vocabulary every day. Learn some new word. Reader's Digest, St. Louis was part of Reader's Digest, learning a new word. And if people who are singularly lingual have developed dementia 4 times faster than people who are bilingual with 2 languages. So really, make your new word in another language. Yeah, that's a good idea. If you're going to learn something anyway, why not get the benefit of 2? The second thing he said was have fun. Because we get so focused on doing things, sometimes we forget, like my trainer says it works with me and my horse. And I've already sent him this list and said, this is what we're doing. And he said, please have fun.
oh, well, gotta go have fun. So find something. Go to River Festival. We don't do this medallion hunting anymore, but go find something that's fun.
Yeah, there's lots of and it's exercise as well.
Exactly, and sitting is the new smoking.
Well, Kathy, thanks so much for joining us today, and I can't wait to hear more.
Thank you. We'll touch this again.
Were you a victim of a high-pressure or dishonest timeshare sales agent? Were you misled and confused with what you were buying? Did the timeshare fail to deliver what you were promised? Do you feel that you overpaid and just want out? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we can help. We're Timeshare Compliance. Our team can legally terminate your timeshare agreement, ending the payments forever. With one simple call, we can help end the financial suffering.
Call 800-230-3818, 800-230-3818.
In a moment's notice, the day's top story can change. The weather can take a turn for the worst, and one score can lead to the upset of a lifetime. That's why NewsNet is working to bring you the latest throughout the day and into the night, with constant updates on developing stories and continuing coverage of the news that affects you. So be sure to join me, Remington Hernandez, every weeknight on NewsNet Evening Edition.
Have old junk cluttering up office space and laying around and wondering what to do with it? Give us a call. American E-Waste Recycling, located at 716 South Washington. Phone us at 316-871-9858. Come see Todd. We accept all household, yard equipment type, business items, and medical type items. Food pickups for schools and businesses. American E-Waste Recycling, located at 716 South Washington.
Your home is your castle, and it's your biggest investment. It doesn't matter if it needs new exterior paint, new siding, a sunny new deck, a kitchen update with wallpaper removal, or new cabinets with a granite top. Your home can be like new with a paint job or flooring. With 9 years experience and 5 years as a licensed insured business, Los Reyes Painting and Remodeling does residential or commercial work for a reasonable price. To get your free estimate to make your castle look like new, call 316-409-0002.
Well, today, just in time for summer and Memorial Day, we have the ingredients for a fantastic party. Joining us is cookbook author and food writer Rebecca Lang. She's the author of 8 cookbooks and has recently been featured in Parade Magazine and MarthaStewart.com. And her newest cookbook is Y'all Come Over. Hi, Rebecca. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. You have an impressive y'all. I like it.
You know, it's funny because I used to tell people I never say y'all, but I do. I find myself a lot of times I'll say it and I think, oh, I do say y'all. So I'm ready to party. Where do I start?
I always start by making a plan first. So maybe like 3 days in advance, I write a timeline. So that way I have my recipes ready, I have my house is picked up, I'm dressed and ready. So when that doorbell rings, all that's left to do is spend time with my friends coming over and we all enjoy it. Because the host or the hostess, you need to enjoy your own party.
Exactly. So can you tell us a favorite item that you have on every summer party menu?
Easily do that. So every summer holiday of my life, we have always had Bush's baked beans. My mom makes a side dish that is a family tradition because really Bush's baked beans are a sure side of a good time. And for me, especially this week as we move into Memorial Day, it's kind of like opening a can of summertime. It brings out the best in the summer meal, and with the savory flavors in the beans, it also makes things that are also our favorites for summertime, like hot dogs and hamburgers, taste even better. And I love all the flavors. I love the original and the sweet heat. But I have to tell you, Cheryl, the brown sugar hickory is my go-to favorite. It is like it has been roasted all day and tastes like summer. You can't get better than that.
Yeah, in fact, I like to take those baked beans and put them on top of my hamburger or my hot dog instead of chili. I prefer the beans instead of chili.
Good idea.
Yeah. So, do you have some ways that we can create sweet success during our summer gatherings?
You know, no party is a party without sweets. So I keep the fun going all summer with delicious Entenmann's baked goods. I'm so excited. I don't know if you realize this, but Entenmann's has been baking for over 100 years. Not many companies can say that. So I have created like a sweet tower. I wish you were here to try some of these with me. I have rich frosted donuts. Then I have these incredible Pop'ems glazed donut holes on top. I have the Minis apple snack pies. And I also have the Minis brownie chocolate chip. The coolest thing ever is that Entenmann's makes over 100 baked goods. So you could have a different Entenmann's for every single person at your party, still not taste them all. Everybody's happy. But I love that apple pie and summertime, you know, go hand in hand. So these are some of my favorites to have. It's so easy. And you know, when you're working on food everywhere else, it's awfully nice to have a wonderful dessert you can put out and know that everybody will be happy.
Yeah, and you didn't have to slave over a hot stove getting it done.
Exactly.
So what about suggestions for a good, tasty main dish?
Well, I love to get everybody outside by the grill. I think that's really fun when you're having a party. And a way to do that is to do your entrees on the grill during the party. So I love a bacon and barbecued shrimp. I take Georgia shrimp, wrap them in bacon, slather them with some barbecue sauce. You could use homemade, or if you wanted to buy some at the store. I also really like a skirt steak. I don't know if you've tried skirt steak, Cheryl, but it's a great cut of beef. It's inexpensive, and it usually grills super quickly because it's so thin. But I'll marinate it in some red wine vinegar, a little olive oil, and I even make a fennel slaw and serve them with tortillas sometimes. But those two things are easy to do on the grill, gets everybody outside and excited, and then you're ready to go for the party.
Yeah, I like that. So do you have any fun beverage recommendations?
I keep it real simple when it comes to the beverages because we've worked on everything else. So let's go to the grocery store. We can buy a gallon of lemonade. You can pick up a gallon of fruit punch if you want to. But what you're going to do to really give it personality when you get home, pour in a pitcher. Don't, you know, get rid of that gallon plastic container because nobody needs to know that we just bought those at the store. And in our lemonade, we're going to put some fresh mint, some sliced limes, and I love to put edible flowers in the fruit punch because I think it makes it so beautiful. So if your herbs are blooming outside or you have a grocery store where they sell edible flowers, pick some up, let them float in there. Everybody will be impressed and have no idea you just picked that up at the grocery.
We grow mint in our backyard, and a lot of times I'll pick a couple of sprigs of mint and put them in my tea.
I think fresh mint could go everywhere. I put fresh mint a lot of times in salads. I don't know if you've tried it there, but it makes a salad just bright and fresh. Fresh spinach and mint, or even lettuce and mint, are incredible. Try that, because you know, if your mint's like mine, it's this big by this time of year. It's huge.
Oh yeah, lots of it. So where can you go to learn more, Rebecca?
Well, head on over to tipsontv.com for everything we talked about today.
And I want to get a copy of your cookbook. Y'all come over.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Now that you've got your accent on, you'll be right at home.
That's right. Well, Rebecca, it was a real pleasure. Thanks for joining us today. I do like the idea of, when you're entertaining, doing as much as you can ahead of time so that you can actually participate in your own party.
Hair, that's our business. We're Riverside Hair Station at the corner of 11th and Bidding. We're a cool, funky salon with modern styles and a relaxed atmosphere. Locally owned and operated in the heart of Riverside. Specializing in all hair services, we also offer tanning, nails, massage, waxing, and makeup. Gift certificates are always available. So come experience Riverside Hair Station at 816 West 11th or call 264-4807.
Every weekend, ride with Get TV's Posse.
Saddle my horse.
Laredo,
You looking for trouble?
the Bolt Brothers,
Here come the brides.
Hondo,
I got a job to do.
Casey Jones, Father Murphy, Hawkeye,
I'll find him.
Maverick,
What do I have to do?
and Walker.
Tell me when and where.
Weekends under the big sky. All weekend, every weekend on Get TV.
Each weekend on KCTU 5.2.
Welcome to Jim Morgan's Dry Cleaning. We really appreciate your business.
And we are Wichita.
Jim Morgan's Fine Dry Cleaning is a full-service dry cleaner and shirt laundry specializing in high-quality and friendly customer service. We pay close attention to details throughout the entire dry cleaning process. And with over 30 years of experience in the industry, your garments will be clean and pressed to perfection. Jim Morgan's Fine Dry Cleaning is truly a full-service dry cleaner. We clean anything from suits, dresses, trousers, comforters, to draperies. What separates Jim Morgan's Fine Dry Cleaning from the other dry cleaners is we only have one location, and Jim is here waiting on you personally and answer any questions, whether you're in our store or on the telephone. Jim makes sure personally that your special requests are taken care of.
June marks the beginning of hurricane season, and weather experts are predicting a 14 to 21 named storms in the coming months. With that grim forecast, Amazon's working with a growing list of humanitarian partners to double its response capabilities at its global disaster relief hub in Atlanta. Just how big of a response? To start, 1 million items for those in need and more. Save the Children, the national leader in protecting children in emergencies, is one of the partners. And joining us to share what goes into an effort this big and how things work when disaster strikes are Abe Diaz, Disaster Relief Lead at Amazon, and Aaron King, Lead Associate, Humanitarian Response and U.S. Emergencies at Save the Children. Hi, it's good to have you both here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having us, Cheryl.
So can you tell us, Abe, last year Amazon launched the Disaster Relief Hub where you donated 500,000 relief items, storage space, and logistics support to help relief organizations' community response to natural disaster. How does this hub work, and how will these local relief organizations get involved?
Yeah, so the worst time to react to a disaster is after a disaster happens. So much like everybody should have their go bag and their emergency plan ready, Amazon is preparing for this hurricane season. So what we did last year is we took time to work with our partners to understand the list of items and also be able to procure, pack, and palletize those items ahead of time. So the hub now has all of that consolidated and is ready to go. This allowed us last year to very quickly respond to disasters like Hurricane Ida, for example, in 2021. We were able to deploy items from the hub very quickly, in a matter of hours. Also, it allowed us to take medical items that we have in the hub and deploy them into Europe for our Ukraine refugee support. So the main lesson that we learned was the tightly coupling Amazon's products and Amazon's global logistics allow us to very quickly respond and help our partners distribute the items when they need it, where they need them.
So what's new with Amazon's Disaster Relief Hub?
So this year we're actually doubling what we did last year. We're going to be partnering with 10 organizations, and also we're going to have 1 million relief items in store at the hub. So this helps us not only move very quickly, but also help a lot more organizations that work in the disaster relief space.
Okay. Well, Aaron, can you tell us what this partnership means to Save the Children and the work that you do?
In times of crisis, partnerships like our partnership with Amazon's Disaster Relief Hub are critical to supporting children and families affected by disasters. This partnership allows us to get critical supplies into the hands of families and children in the hardest hit areas after they've been uprooted and evacuated from their homes, and in most cases are frightened with what the future might hold. These items provide comfort and support and help give hope for a future.
So what supplies are most needed, and how can our viewers help?
Immediately following disasters, most supplies that are needed include baby diapers, baby wipes, hygiene kits, hygiene supplies, toys, comfort items, and many other materials such as educational supplies and craft supplies, so that children can return to some sense of normalcy as long as having their immediate needs met. And individuals can help by providing supplies directly to us off of the charity list from Amazon Smile, or you can visit SaveTheChildren.org to learn more about ways to help and what we do in U.S. emergencies and around the world.
Okay, very good. So, Abe, where can we go for more information about Amazon's disaster relief and response efforts?
You can go to aboutamazon.com and search for disaster relief. You'll be able to find information about past disaster relief responses and also what we're doing this year.
Okay. Well, Abe and Aaron, it was a real pleasure listening to you today, and we really appreciate the efforts that you put forth.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
You know, I can't imagine a more frustrating type of work to be in, where you really need to be able to almost predict. You almost have to have a crystal ball to know not only the disasters that are going to strike, but what, who's going to be affected and what are their needs going to be. And to be able to anticipate that and have it at the ready so that you can send it, distribute it on to those who need it most. Thank goodness we have organizations like Amazon and Save the Children that are willing to partner and do these types of things, because everybody makes a difference, everybody can help, but that's just a way that an organization can do a lot more. So we need to help those organizations do their job. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with a little bit of humor. We have several comedians who are going to talk about dollar stores.
When your yard needs a cleanup and you need help, when your yard needs mowing and your neighbor's yard looks like this, your shrubs need some trimming, Wichita Lawn Care does it all. Commercial and residential lawn maintenance, fully insured, offering contactless billing to keep you safe. Fair, dependable, and on time, services to match the budget, excellent customer service, a Christian family business, highly recommended on Google. Wichita Lawn Care LLC, owner Adam Fry, 316-393-4162. We take pride in what we do.
Hair, that's our business. We're Riverside Hair Station at the corner of 11th and Bidding. We're a cool, funky salon with modern styles and a relaxed atmosphere. Locally owned and operated in the heart of Riverside. Specializing in all hair services, we also offer tanning, nails, massage, waxing, and makeup. Gift certificates are always available. So come experience Riverside Hair Station at 816 West 11th or call 264-480.
Well, you know, almost everybody has had some experience shopping at the dollar stores, and a lot of comedians have had their experiences with them too, and they are sharing those experiences with us. It's a kind of a montage of several different comedians, so we can't name them all. So let's take a look.
People at Macy's make fun of the people at Target. The Target people make fun of the people at Walmart. The people at Walmart make fun of the people at the dollar store. And that's what it is. Right? Because the people at the dollar store, like, we don't know ways to make fun of. Hey, let's go to Goodwill. Our stuff's new. Right?
I don't understand women. Most guys don't understand women because you just say things that make no sense to us sometimes. Like just a few weeks ago, before Valentine's Day, like a week before, my wife says to me, she goes, you know what, you've been working really hard, Bill, this year. Just don't bother getting me anything. Yeah, right. Tried that 12 years in a row. Never really worked. I thought she was trying to be nice, you know. So I'm like, thank you. That's a nice gesture. But secretly, she didn't know I had this whole plan going. I had like $500 set aside, and I was going to buy this really surprise gift. That's right. I got up early on a Saturday. She was still asleep, and I got to the dollar store before it even opened. I just went nuts. 500 individual items is what she bought. Guys go to the dollar store? It's a weird place. So. Next time I think about this, like everything for sale there, everything is one very small step away from just being thrown out. This is the last stop on the retail chain for all of this stuff. There is nowhere else for it to go. I mean, it's a crazy place. It's all in aisles. There's a cosmetics aisle. Have you been down that? You can buy a bottle of men's cologne for $1 a bottle. I don't know who you're dating here in Provo, guys, but these women are cool with the smell of dollar cologne. They're probably cool with just the BO smell, and skip it. It is good for little kids to shop there, right? Get a little toy or something. Probably the best thing ever for sale in any store is in the dollar store, usually in the toy aisle. If you see this, it's basically a brown bag. A blank brown bag with question marks all over it. They call it the mystery grab bag item for $1. Apparently there's crap in this bag so bad. When people could see it on the shelf, they didn't want to pay $1 for it. Was it piling up in the back? Some sort of emergency meeting on a Monday? We got to move this stuff somehow, fellas. Some ideas. I don't know, put it in a brown bag. We'll make a little game out of it. I had $500. So I bought that thing. Took it home, opened it up. Got all the men's cologne.
Two more things before I get out of here. I live in LA, from the Upper in LA, and I don't know if you have this kind of thing here, but there's a social experiment in LA that just intrigues me, okay? Same parking lot, there's a Whole Foods right next to a 99-cent store. It's tricky, because it's like the 1% shopping with the 99%. And you feel bad for the 99-cent store people, too, because they have to walk past the Whole Foods. Every now and then they go in by mistake, you see them, they're just confused. And They're putting almonds on layaway. You know what I mean? It's just really... I go to both stores, okay? But when I'm at the 99-cent store, when I go to the dollar store, I'm proud. And I hate when I'm in there and there's a guy ahead of me that tries to make me feel bad. Yeah, I look over, he's got bleach, sponges, Ajax. I get his message. Because you know what he's saying? What he's saying is, well, I just get my cleaning products from here. I mean, I shop here, but I don't shop here. Screw you, dude, because I'm getting my groceries for the week, is what I'm doing. If you're the man, if you got it like that, don't even come here with the bleach. If you're the man, go get your bleach from Whole Foods. Go get $8 bleach. Yeah, go get some cage-free bleach. Like, if you're about that life, get some farm-raised Ajax if you're about that life. Don't bring your $4 attitude to the 99-cent store. Once you come to the dollar store, you want to rush. You're no better than anybody else. So if you're there, why not have fun? Get in the game. Everything's $1. Get in the game. Go get some grapes that are going to abide in an hour. Just get them. You know my favorite thing about the dollar store, my favorite thing are the bananas. Yeah, because I've been to dollar stores all over the world, okay? And I'm not sure, is that bragging? Like, what did I just say? I don't even know. Is that a brag or I don't even know what box that goes in, but I've been at a lot of dollar stores, and any dollar store in the world you go to, you got 2 choices of banana. You know, there's 2 options. Dark green or black. Like, those are your 2. And I think what happens is when they turn yellow, they take them to the Whole Foods. I think that's what's happening.
When things happen in shopping at dollar, do you go to the dollar store? Does everybody shop at the dollar store? You ever see someone you know at a dollar store? Before they see you, you drop on yourself. Then you walk up to them, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I was across the street at the bank. I saw you walk in. I just came in to say hi. Now, the reason I bring it to the dollar store, and if you've seen this, please help me out by applauding. They sell pregnancy tests at dollar stores. Does anybody see it? Yeah. Can you believe it? $1. Good job. $1. And I read the instructions. What you do for $1 is you use it, and then you wait 9 months, and you get your results.
That's funny. Yeah, I think most people have come to understand the intelligence behind shopping at the dollar store, because you can buy things a lot cheaper, and that gives you a chance to check them out and see if you even like them. If you don't like them, you won't purchase it again. If you do, you'll either purchase it somewhere else, or you'll go back to the dollar store and purchase it again. Who doesn't like to save money, for crying out loud, especially now when everything is so much higher? And I think now the Dollar Trees are actually $1.25. I don't know if they've started it yet, but I know they were talking about changing everything to $1.25. It doesn't have the same ring. $1.25 tree doesn't have the same ring as Dollar Tree. But still, it's a great way to shop and buy things that maybe you've been afraid to buy somewhere else because they're higher than what you'd want to spend. So you buy it at the dollar store and try it out and decide, oh, this isn't so bad. Next time you might want to go for the name brand and get it at the regular store, but then you might not. You might go back to the dollar store. To me, there's no stigma involved in shopping at dollar stores, because everybody wants to save money. So why wouldn't you? If you have the opportunity to do it, why wouldn't you? I hope you enjoyed today's show. We'll be back tomorrow at noon with more of your hour. Glad you could join us, and have a great afternoon.
had to pack up all my things. I had to leave my home.